The day is balmy, the beach inviting. Nothing would be better than lazing by the surf. Except this is no ordinary place. On Kangaroo Island, there are some spots where the animals have first say.
Here I go, out to sea again. The sunshine fills my head, and dreams hang in the air.
The surprise about Kangaroo Island is that the environment has remained just so unchanged. The wildlife hasn't been devastated by introduced species, the coastline hasn't been raised for tourist development, and when people get here there's no nightlife and there's hardly any bitumen roads. It's a very sort of lack of tourist development that attracts so many tourists.
When you come down to an area like this, you just see how rugged the environment really is, and what you can do to absorb that, just to walk around and let it affect you, or sit and watch it, and just let it loose.
For families like the Hendersons, Kangaroo Island has become an environmental mecca. Jeff and Shirley have holidayed here 6 times. It's their children's 4th time.
Well, we can feed the animals and they're tame.
I guess the scenery is something that you can sit and contemplate and relax in. It's a very relaxing environment. And there's always something to look at, something different, somewhere to go. I think it's very spectacular.
Look at that one. This is amazing. Are there always seals here like this?
I don't remember them when I was a lot younger, but for the last 15 years or so, I believe they've been here.
And they're always just swimming around this little area here?
Yeah, they play around in here. I think it's just safe out of the water, out of the breakers.
Oh, look at them all. Really acrobatic, aren't they?
Yeah.
I reckon they must be scratching themselves on those rocks.
Yeah, when there's one foot right there.
Almost everywhere you go on Kangaroo Island, you'll come across wildlife. Marine animals, marsupials, native birds. It's how the rest of Australia might still have been were it not for our past mistakes.
You know, our natural environment's pretty unique for Australia these days in that we haven't had introduced rabbits and foxes. So particularly our sub-story, like we're looking into here, hasn't been eaten out by rabbits, and so the type of animals that live in it also haven't had their habitat destroyed, and they haven't been attacked by foxes.
Tim Williams is an interpretive guide for one of the other extraordinary species that inhabit the island.
The animals we have here at Seal Bay are Australian sea lions. There are only thought to be about 6,000 left in existence. Here we've got about 500 in this colony at Seal Bay. We believe they see us as basically ugly sea lions wandering around on the beach. The whole experience here at Seal Bay is that these animals do tolerate us within a sensible distance.
I think it's wonderful. It's such a delight to be able to walk amongst these animals. It's really a privilege, I think, to experience this in such a natural and uncontrived setting. They're beautiful. What are you going to tell Dad when we get home? What do we see?
Whales.
Whales? Not whales. What are these?
Yeah.
Seals.
The whole essence of Kangaroo Island is all about seeing wildlife in its natural environment.
The environment is so animal-friendly that one mainland species has been introduced here to aid its survival. Shirley, to me it seems quite unusual to walk up here and just see a koala up in a tree. Is it uncommon here? Or?
Not in this area. They were introduced here by the rangers, I don't know how many years ago, but quite some time ago. And there was a colony further down and they were moved from there because the trees just couldn't support the population. They brought them up here. But we've actually come across them out in the wild in the pine forests, and we've seen a koala sitting up in a pine tree, which is really unusual. This isn't unusual. This is good.
The diversity of wildlife is matched by the size of the landscape. It's Australia's 3rd largest island, and that's counting Tasmania.
To drive by road from Cape Willoughby at the eastern end to Cape Takuti at the western end is around about 160 kilometres by road. So it is a big, big island. It takes more than a few days to have a bit of a look around. There's so much to see. And so much to experience, and to experience you need to take your time.
Part of the island experience are the 3 working lighthouses, including this manned lighthouse at Cape Willoughby on the east coast. Just about everyone who visits Kangaroo Island ends up at this lighthouse. Harvard Harvers takes 2 tours a day, most days of the week. But the job that occupies him every day is making sure the light keeps shining.
Bad visibility here, fog or drizzle or heavy rain, you know, so it's only a narrow shipping channel here, so it's very important for shipping to know they've got a strong light here too.
At the other 2 lighthouses, Cape Takudik on the southwest coast and at nearby Cape Border, visitors can stay in the old lighthouse cottages.
Lighthouse is a very evocative word. I mean, it invokes different images in different people's minds. Some could see it as a place of isolation, others could see it as a nature lover's paradise, and others would see it as a chance to escape from the so-called rat race. The reality of it is that it's all those things and more, and I found it to be so during my years as a lighthouse keeper.
David Cinzio lives permanently at Cape Border with his family and their pet kangaroos. The lighthouse is now automated and the Cinzio's main job is weather reporting. But for the families who come to stay here, it remains another link with the past.
Well, they get a total lighthouse experience. They, by living here, by staying here for a few days, and going through our museum and absorbing the aura of the place, I think they can enter more fully into the life of a lighthouse keeper, what it was like many, many years ago. Obviously, as they undoubtedly will.
If you want more from a holiday than rugged terrain, scenic coastline and abundant wildlife.
I've lived on and off in other places, and as far as I'm concerned, Kangaroo Island's it. And part of the reason I live here, as with a lot of people, is that we know we've got a unique place here, and we live here in order to be able to try and protect it from factors from outside that might change things.